AskReddit by NY Diavolo. What is one behavior that instantly screams whack job? People who get really angry when you point out they said something wrong. Dog, we all do it. We have all done something wrong. We have all said the wrong thing. If you fly into a fit of rage because you are wrong, my god, do I get fucking nervous. Not the kind of person you want to be around. I ask them where they get the nerve to be mad and wrong, lol. When someone brings something up in front of a group to humiliate someone else. Straight out of mom's playbook. People who scream and throw stuff back at the person working the drive-through window. Accidents happen. It's not okay to flip out cause the order was wrong. Saw it this morning. Been there countless times. Always got the license plate and called the cops because of it. After a while it started to happen less. Never figured out why. If your personal vehicle is covered with political messages and or has a full-sized flag attached to it for no special event, just everyday driving. If your entire personality is tied to one thing, whatever that thing may be, I'm going to question your sanity. My frogs will carry me through my descent into madness. It's cool. Posting overly sexual shit on Facebook all the time. No one wants to know you're a squirter, Michelle. The male side of this is the 45-45-year-old divorced sperm donor whose entire social media is memes about how the strong don't run, they are loyal until you betray them, and all the other alpha male wannabe bullshit that is just cover for I have anger management issues and finally my ex divorced me after my 5th DUI and 17th domestic. Masturbating in public. Literal whack job. When couples loudly fight in public. When parents violently scream at their kids in public. Ugh. Move to a new place. My neighbors have the most obnoxious and embarrassing, well I would hope at least, arguments from dusk till dawn. I don't want to hear your sloppy bullshit all day on my days off from across the street. When I was a kid, like 14-15, the upstairs neighbor would just shout the most heinous things at a kid who was like 5-6 years old. I hate you. Why are you always acting this way? You are such a burden type stuff. You could hear it through the ceiling. She was so nice when her parents came to visit through. My mom is a saint. She would let the kid come hang out with us. He was a handful, but damn, no one deserves that, especially a little kid. I fucking loathe that behavior. You have to be insane to text while drive during rush hour on a busy freeway. It's another level entirely to have your phone sitting over your gauge cluster and watch a movie while driving. Pretty much the Loop 101 in Arizona. Threatening to kill themselves if you ever leave them for another person. Or if you don't give them, a complete stranger on the internet, your level 30 MapleStory account. People who scream at little kids when they make mistakes they don't actually know better because you won't teach them screaming doesn't help. Similarly, people who scream at pets. Or I mean, anyone really. No one learns like that. Screaming is just when people feel justified in letting their anger out, but it never really is unless you're being attacked or something. People who worship celebrities and politicians. People who vote for celebrities as politicians. Arguing or scolding a child in a way that makes you wonder if they're the child. Coming up to someone in a burger joint and saying cute baby. Too bad it'll die because of vaccines while double fisting ice cream cones. Seemed a pretty good sign to me. Someone said that to you? People who are constantly feeling persecuted. In my experience, the more haters and sabotage happening in someone's life, the more manic and unstable the person, taking everything very personally, projecting thoughts and feelings, constantly suspicious of others and their motives. My brother's like this. His life is in shambles, and none of it's his fault. He used to blame our mom, But she died, so he now blames our dad. Has to have someone to hate. Spending all your time of red weight, that can't be right. Telling people that Jesus told me to, no locus of control, no personal accountability, and possibly schizophrenic. Got a feel for them if they actually have auditory hallucinations. I imagine it's hard to separate reality from disorder. Yelling at service workers. Wish I could thumbs up your post about 100 more times. I have never in my life had a service type job, but I do know the vast majority work hard and are horribly underpaid and don't deserve the abuse they must face daily. And verbal abuse of them makes me want to give their abuser a nice, warm punch to the face. Instead, I exhibit remarkable self-restraint, and whenever possible I stand up and defend the service worker, especially if I think they're going to get into some sort of, usually totally unwarranted, trouble with their employer. Being cruel to vulnerable people or animals. 1. Outlandish claim. 2. Provide refutation with cited sources. 3. Refusal to change stance. If objective facts don't matter, and they only accept what they hear from a biased and or bullshit source because it supports their own preconceived views, that's some prime wackery. Missing an entire green light because you're on your phone and didn't look up. Extreme and irrational paranoia can make someone seem like a whack job. If every conversation comes back to your religious beliefs or your political views. Believe me, if you and I spoke more than once, I've heard it already. Please stick to the topic at hand. A lifted pickup with multiple large flags. And they always ride your ass in the slow lane even if you are still going 20 over the speed limit. Pulling up next to a woman in a mall parking lot and asking to take pictures of her feet. Yikes. Are oddly specific.